Bitches be thinking you fucking with him. I'm not fucking with him. If you're fucking with him, why would you think I'm fucking with him? I'm fucking with him.
Montanae Davis was a 26-year-old woman from Dayton, Ohio. She was active on social media and enjoyed taking pictures, dancing, and spending time with friends. People describe her as kind and outgoing. She was in a relationship with Jamartay Brown. In the beginning, their relationship appeared normal. They spent time together and shared moments online. However, Brown became possessive and controlling. He monitored her activities, checked her phone, and became angry when she interacted with others. Davis decided to end the relationship. Brown did not accept this. He began sending threats, stating that if he could not have her, no one could. She told friends and family she was afraid. She also contacted the police for help. On April 3rd, 2024, Davis called 911 to report that Brown had threatened to shoot up her house. Shortly after, Brown arrived, kicked down the back door, and opened fire. Davis was shot multiple times. Emergency responders arrived and took her to hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Brown fled the scene but was later found and arrested. He was charged with multiple felonies, including aggravated murder and aggravated burglary. The case proceeded to court, where Brown was ruled competent to stand trial. Davis's death became another case of domestic violence ending in homicide. If you're captivated by our true crime stories but haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. By subscribing, you're not just supporting our channel. You're helping shed light on real cases, spread awareness, and keep these important stories alive. Join our community and be part of the conversation that matters. Before we begin, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? What are your thoughts as this story unfolds? Because your voice matters. These are real lives, real tragedies, and real lessons that we can't afford to ignore. Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we uncover the stories that lurk in the shadows, the crimes that shake communities, the betrayals no one saw coming, and horrifying truths hidden behind closed doors. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the twists, the revelations, and the chilling reality of the cases we bring to you every day. Now let's begin. Montanae Davis was born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. She grew up in a close-knit family that cared about her and supported her dreams. As a child, she was active, curious, and full of energy. She loved being around people, making new friends, and trying different activities. From an early age, Montanae showed a strong personality. She was confident, outgoing, and independent. She liked to make people laugh and enjoyed being the center of attention in a fun and playful way. Her friends and family described her as someone who could brighten up any room. Growing up, Montanae was surrounded by family members who encouraged her to chase her dreams. She was raised in a community where she formed strong connections with people around her. As a child, she enjoyed playing outside, dancing, and exploring new things. She was not shy and often stood out because of her big personality. Education was important to Montanae. She attended local schools in Dayton and was always focused on doing well. She worked hard in school and had dreams of creating a successful future for herself. She wanted to be independent and build a good life on her own terms. Montanae had big dreams for her future. She wanted to be successful and live a happy, comfortable life. She believed in working hard and staying focused on her goals. She had interests in beauty, fashion, and social media. She liked to dress well, take care of herself, and present herself in a confident way. She loved social media and used it as a way to express herself. She enjoyed taking pictures, making TikTok videos, and sharing updates about her life online. She had thousands of followers on TikTok, where people enjoyed her content. She also used Instagram to share moments from her daily life. Dancing was another passion of hers. She enjoyed moving to music, learning new dance trends, and recorded herself for fun. It was one of the things that made her happy. She also liked traveling, going out with friends, and experiencing new things. She believed in living life to the fullest. Montanae was known for being outspoken. She was not afraid to speak her mind and stand up for herself. She had a strong personality and carried herself with confidence. She was independent and did not like relying on others. She worked hard to support herself and took pride in taking care of her own needs. Montanae had a strong bond with her family. She was close to the people who raised her and always stayed connected to them. She had family members who supported her, gave her advice, and looked out for her best interests. She also had a large circle of friends. People enjoyed being around her because she was fun, entertaining, and full of life. She had a way of making people feel comfortable. Her friends describe her as someone who was always ready to go out, have fun, and make memories. Although she had a strong personality, she was also caring and supportive. She was the type of friend who would listen, give advice, and be there when someone needed her. She valued loyalty and trusted the people close to her. Her relationships were an important part of her life. She believed in surrounding herself with positive people. She had best friends she could always count on, and she made an effort to stay connected with them. Montanae was focused on her career and financial independence. She worked hard to earn her own money and support herself. She had a job that helped her maintain her lifestyle and allowed her to do the things she enjoyed. She believed in being responsible and making smart choices for her future. Education was also a big part of her journey. She attended Wright State University and graduated in 2019. She took her education seriously and wanted to use it to build a better life for herself. She knew that having a degree would open doors for her and give her more opportunities. On social media, she was active and well known among her followers. She had thousands of people watching her videos, liking her pictures, and engaging with her content. She enjoyed being online and connected with people from different places. Her TikTok account gained attention for her fun and engaging videos. Montanae lived life on her own terms. She was confident, independent, and determined to make something of herself. She had dreams, goals, and a vision for her future. But everything changed when she entered a relationship that would take her down a dangerous path. Her story started as one of ambition and excitement, but it ended in tragedy. Montanae Davis met Jamartay Brown in Dayton, Ohio. They started talking, spent time together, and quickly became a couple. In the beginning, everything seemed normal. They went out, took pictures, and shared their relationship on social media. Friends and family saw them together and believed they were happy. At first, Brown acted like a caring boyfriend. He gave Montanae attention, sent her messages, and made her feel special. They laughed, went on dates, and enjoyed each other's company. For a while, things seemed fine. But as time passed, signs of trouble began to appear. Like many couples, Montanae and Brown enjoyed sharing their relationship online. They posted pictures and left comments on each other's posts. People who followed them saw their love story unfold. Montanae liked to have fun and be social, and Brown was often by her side. But outside of social media, their relationship was changing. Brown started to show different behavior. He wanted more control over Montanae. He wanted to know where she was at all times. He would call her frequently, ask her who she was with, and check her phone messages. As the relationship continued, Brown's behavior became more concerning. He didn't like it when Montanae talked to other people, especially other men. He would ask her why she was talking to them and accuse her of things she didn't do. If she went out without him, he would call or text her constantly, demanding to know where she was. Montanae's friends noticed the changes. She wasn't as happy as before. She started being more careful about what she said or did around Brown. He had a temper, and she didn't want to make him angry. When they argued, Brown would raise his voice and become aggressive. He wanted to be in control. Over time, Montanae started to feel trapped. She loved Brown, but his behavior was making her uncomfortable. She wanted space, but Brown refused to give it to her. He would show up unannounced and question her actions. If she didn't answer his calls or texts right away, he would get upset. Montanae began to realize that Brown's behavior wasn't normal. She started distancing herself from him. She stopped sharing as much about their relationship online and focused on herself. Brown didn't take it well. He became more possessive and sent her angry messages. He told her that if he couldn't have her, no one else could. Montanae confided in her friends and family. She told them she was scared of what Brown might do. They advised her to leave him for good. She agreed and tried to move on, but Brown refused to accept the breakup. He continued to call and text her. He showed up at her house and threatened her. Montanae knew she needed help. She called the police and reported Brown's threats. But despite her efforts, Brown did not stop. His obsession grew stronger. What started as a normal relationship had turned into something dangerous. Brown's jealousy and need for control had escalated. Montanae was trying to escape, but Brown refused to let go. This was only the beginning. The situation was about to take a deadly turn. On April 3rd, 2024, Montanae Davis was inside her home on Torrington Place in Dayton, Ohio. Sometime that evening, she made a 911 call. She reported that her ex-boyfriend, Jamartay Brown, had threatened to shoot up her house. She provided her location and details of the threat. The dispatcher recorded the information and assured her that officers would be sent. At the same time, Brown was already on his way to her house. He had made threats before, and now he was carrying out his plan. He arrived at the residence and went to back door. Instead of entering through an open door or window, he forced his way inside. He kicked the door with enough strength to break the lock and frame. The door opened. Inside the house, Montanae had little time to react. Brown was armed. He pointed the gun in her direction and fired. The first shot hit her. More shots followed. She was struck multiple times and fell to the floor. Brown did not stay at the scene. After shooting her, he turned and left the house. The sound of gunfire was heard by nearby residents. Some stepped outside to look. Others remained indoors but made calls to 911, reporting gunshots and a possible disturbance. One neighbor described hearing multiple loud bangs. Another reported seeing a person running away from the house shortly after the shots were fired. Jamartay Brown did not stay at the scene after shooting Montanae Davis. As soon as he fired the last shot, he left the house and ran. He knew the police would arrive soon. He needed to get away before they found him. Brown left the neighborhood quickly. He avoided main roads and stayed out of sight. He had no clear plan, but he knew he had to disappear. However, his escape did not last long. Law enforcement officers were dispatched immediately. When they arrived at the scene, they entered the house and found Montanae lying on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. They checked the area for the suspect, but he had already left. Emergency medical personnel arrived and assessed her condition. They provided medical assistance before transporting her to Miami Valley Hospital for treatment. At the hospital, doctors attempted to stabilize her. However, the injuries were too severe. After medical efforts were made, she was pronounced dead. After the shooting, police arrived at the scene and started their investigation. Neighbors reported hearing gunshots and screaming. Officers found the back door forced open. Inside, they discovered Montanae Davis with multiple gunshot wounds. Medics rushed her to the hospital, but she was pronounced dead. Investigators collected evidence from the scene. They found shell casings on the floor and bullet holes in the walls. They also searched for security camera footage from nearby homes. Witnesses told police that Montanae had been afraid of Brown. They confirmed that she had recently ended the relationship and that Brown had made threats. Montanae's 911 call was also a key piece of evidence. She had reported that Brown was threatening to harm her just minutes before he broke in. This call helped confirm that Brown was the main suspect. Brown could not hide for long. Police tracked his movements and found him later that day. He was arrested without incident. Officers took him into custody and transported him to jail. After his arrest, Brown was charged with several serious crimes. including aggravated murder for planning and carrying out the killing, murder for causing Montanae's death, aggravated burglary for breaking into the home, aggravated robbery for taking something from the crime scene, felonious assault for using a weapon to cause harm, tampering with evidence for attempting to cover his tracks. Brown was booked into the Montgomery County Jail. He was held without bond due to the seriousness of the charges. After his arrest, Brown had to go through the legal process. His first court appearance was a few days later. During this hearing, the judge explained the charges against him. Brown did not enter a plea at this time. As the case moved forward, prosecutors gathered more evidence. They reviewed Montanae's 911 call, witness statements, and forensic reports. They also examined Brown's past behavior, including any previous threats he had made. Brown's defense team tried to argue his case. They attempted to claim that the shooting was not planned. However, the prosecution had strong evidence against him. The threats he sent to Montanae and the way he forced his way into her home proved that this was not an accident. A judge later ruled that Brown was mentally competent to stand trial. This meant he understood the charges against him and could participate in his defense. During the trial, prosecutors presented their case. They showed the jury the evidence, including Montanae's 911 call and the forensic findings. Witnesses testified about Brown's behavior before the crime. The jury listened to all the details. After hearing all the evidence, the jury made a decision. Brown was found guilty of murder and other charges. The judge sentenced him to life in prison. This meant that he would not be able to harm anyone else. Montanae's family was devastated. She was 26 years old, with her whole life ahead of her. Her loved ones spoke about her often. They said she was full of energy and always had a smile on her face. Now her home was empty. Her voice was silent. Her friends also struggled to accept the news. Many of them had gone to school with her. Some had known her since childhood. They remembered her as someone who was fun to be around. They said she was always there when someone needed her. The public also reacted to her death. News of the crime spread quickly. Many people in Dayton had never met Montanae, but they still felt affected by what had happened. They saw the news, reports, and heard about the 911 call she had made before she died. People began to talk about the dangers of domestic violence and how it had taken another life. Montanae's funeral was held on April 15, 2024, at Revival Center Ministries in Dayton. Her family and friends gathered to say goodbye. The service was filled with people who had known her. Some had worked with her. Some had gone to school with her, and others had followed her on social media. At the funeral, people shared memories about her. They spoke about the things she loved, like taking pictures and dancing. Some talked about the last time they saw her. They never thought it would be the final time. Flowers were placed around the room. Pictures of Montanae were displayed. Her family wanted people to remember her the way she was, young, happy, and full of life. Outside the church, people held candles. Some wore shirts with Montanae's picture on them. Others held signs calling for justice. After her death, social media was filled with posts about Montanae. People shared pictures and videos of her. Some wrote messages about how much they missed her. Others demanded justice. Many people talked about domestic violence. Some shared their own experiences. Others warned women to leave abusive relationships before it was too late. Hashtags like #JusticeForMontanae and #StopDomesticViolence started trending. News articles were shared across different platforms. Videos of her funeral and tributes were posted online. People commented on how tragic it was that Montanae had asked for help but still ended up losing her life. Her family and friends wanted to make sure her story was not forgotten. They wanted people to know what had happened to her and why it mattered. Montanae's death started a larger conversation about domestic violence. Many people asked how this could have been prevented. Some pointed out that she had reported threats before, yet she was still killed. Organizations that support domestic violence victims used Montanae's story as an example. They reminded people to take threats seriously. They encouraged victims to seek help early. Community events were held in Montanae's honor. People came together to talk about ways to protect women from abusive partners. Some groups offered support for victims who were afraid to leave their relationships. Local officials also spoke about the issue. Some said that more needed to be done to stop domestic violence. They discussed changes that could be made to better protect people in danger. Montanae's family hoped that by sharing her story, they could help others. They wanted to prevent this from happening to someone else. They wanted women to know that they should not ignore warning signs. Montanae Davis's story is not unique. Many people are trapped in dangerous relationships. Some are too afraid to leave. Others try to escape, but still end up harmed. It is important to recognize the warning signs of domestic violence. If someone is controlling, threatening, or violent, it is not love. It is abuse. Victims should not wait until it is too late. Seeking help early can save lives. There are resources for those facing domestic violence, such as shelters, hotlines, and police protection. Friends and family should also take threats seriously and help those in danger. Montanae did not deserve what happened to her. She tried to get help, but it was not enough. Her story serves as a reminder that domestic violence should never be ignored. Recognizing the signs and taking action can prevent tragedies like this from happening again. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.